children every day in the wake of the tragedy. Thank you. Our community, including those near and far, families, citizens, donors, volunteers, whose belief, resilience, and love fueled this effort, we thank you. Your collective diligence, patience, and partnership made this day possible. Thank you again for being here, and as we cut the ribbon today, may Legacy Elementary School stand as a testimony to our remembrance, resilience, and commitment to our children, our staff, and the future of Uvalde. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Morales Junior High NJROTC cadets who will present the colors for us today. And after the colors are posted, please join me in welcoming Mariana Rowan from Morales Junior High, who will lead us in the national anthem. And then once the national anthem is concluded, we'll be honored to hear the invocation delivered by Ms. Kathleen Maxwell-Ramby of the Uvalde Ministerial Alliance. Cadets, will you please post the colors? Carrying the American flag and commanding the guard, Cadet Seaman Recruit Joella Moraga. Carrying the Texas flag, Cadet Seaman Recruit Jacob Morales Ramirez. Carrying the American flag, Cadet Seaman Recruit Ada Arp Taylor. Guarding the Texas flag, Cadet Seaman Recruit Sofia Vega.
Oh, sir, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And rockets like glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner waves o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
Thank you, cadets.
Forward, march, left, left, right, left, left.
Ms. Ramby.
Thank you. Can we remain standing for the prayer, please? Sorry. Thanks. God, we just come to you today, and I ask that your Holy Spirit, the great comforter, the Prince of Peace, just come and govern this campus and this dedication. We thank you for your great love and your grace, Father, that's held us all together the past 3.5 years. So, Lord, pour out your healing. We dedicate this campus to be a place of healing, laughter, and Lord, those that were lost would be represented well. I pray your blessing on every teacher, every administrator that steps on this campus. And I pray your love, your healing would become a stream in the desert of this land. That, Lord, you make all things new. And I thank you for being a God of redemption, great and mighty. And that you would heal every broken heart. Govern our administration too in the days ahead. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Thank you, Ms. Ramby. You may be seated. At this time, I invite Ms. Laura Bettis, President of the Board, to the podium.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here this morning. My name is Laura Bettis. I'm the UCISD School Board President. I'm happy to be standing here this morning representing our UCISD Board trustees and our community. Today we stand together. Students, parents, educators, leaders, and community members, not just to open a new school, but to open a new chapter in our shared story. This moment is just not about bricks, walls, desks, and doors. It's about resilience, remembrance, and hope. We have faced an unimaginable tragedy. It shook us, changed us, divided us, and left a space that can never be filled in quite the same way. To the 19 children, 2 teachers that we lost, as well as the survivors who carry the weight of grief every day, we honor you. The school stands as a testament to your memory and as a promise that we will never forget and we will always move forward with purpose. Let us be clear. This school is not about forgetting. It's about remembering with dignity, rebuilding with courage, and choosing to believe in the future even when the past still hurts. As we open the doors, we open our hearts to possibility. We open ourselves to learning, to healing, and to becoming stronger together. To our students, you are the reason we build, the reason we strive. This is your space now, a safe place to grow, to explore, and to rise. You carry not only your own dreams, but the legacy of those who came before you. To our teachers and staff, thank you for your unwavering commitment, your strength, and your love. You are the soul of our district. To our family and supporters, your presence here today reminds us that community is not defined by a building, but by the people who stand shoulder to shoulder, especially in the hardest times. Today is not only just an opening, it is a beginning. So let us begin together with hearts that remember, hands ready to build, and eyes lifted toward a future filled with hope. In closing, I want to thank the Moving Forward Foundation, Huckabee, HEB, everyone who has been part of building Legacy Elementary. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I leave you with Acts 1:8. Holy Spirit, fill me again. When my spirit feels drained and my heart feels heavy, be my strength. Lift me where I have fallen, comfort me where I am broken, and help me to rise again with peace. Thank you.
Thank you, President Perez and Superintendent Colas. It's an honor to be here today. My name is Jesse Rizzo, and I'm the uncle to Jackie Cáceres, who did not survive the shooting at Robb Elementary on May 24th. As I prepared for today's meeting, I thought of all the families that either lost a loved one and the survivors who will forever live this nightmare. I spoke with some of the people directly impacted, and they described it as a bittersweet moment, a heart-wrenching moment. Some of us avoided the location of the new school, and if we happened to be in the area, we would simply look the other way. It is difficult because we fully recognize why the school was built. As you can see, it's a beautiful school. It was built from donations that came from so many generous people, companies, and organizations. It took countless of meetings, hours of labor, and it was built brick by brick in honor of the 19 children and 2 teachers and so many survivors. We fully recognize that these living children and teachers will never be able to walk the halls or teach in these classrooms. We must also recognize that the children and staff who showed up in the morning of May 24th are not the same people that made it home that evening. Their lives have been forever altered. I am humbled to have been able to know these families, and I will tell you that their children were funny, loving, caring, creative, and full of dreams. They were all unique in their own way, but above all, they were innocent. We will always honor each one of them. The 2 teachers, Ms. Eva Mireles and Ms. Irma Garcia, were a blessing to so many throughout their careers. They ultimately sacrificed their lives to save the students. My friends, they are the true heroes. We must also remember Irma's husband, Joe Garcia, who died of a broken heart soon after her passing. You can imagine how difficult it is knowing that your loved one will never set foot on this campus. However, some of the families built the courage to attend a private tour of Legacy yesterday. Some are here today, and some were unable to attend, but I have no doubt we all share our support for the school and gratitude to those who made it happen. We know that the school will provide healing, unique opportunities, and establish hope for generations that will attend this campus. On behalf of the families, people directly impacted, and the community, we thank you for building a thoughtful, meaningful, and beautiful school in memory of those who died and those who will carry this legacy. There was so much love and thought that went into building the school, and I'm going to take a few moments to recognize some of the people that made this happen. First, the superintendent for the school, Mr. Eric Creeder, who met with every contractor to explain why the school was being built. A huge thank you to every single person that took part from the ground clearing and the finishing touches. There are so many people and organizations to thank, and I apologize if I'm going to miss anyone. The Uvalde CISD Advisory Committee, the HEB Families, HEB Tournament of Champions, Huckabee Architectural, Satterfield and Pontiac's Construction, George Construction, the State of Texas, Mr. Briscoe and the Kate Mormon Charitable Trust, the Meadows Foundation, Methodist Healthcare Ministries, the Moody Foundation, John Noah and Silver Eagle Beverages, and River Water Foundation. And last but not least, Mr. Tim Miller, President of the Moving Forward Foundation. Thank you, sir, for always being available, being considerate, and most importantly, for so many details throughout the school, such as the legacy tree. And there's one other point. As I drove here today, my wife and I drove here today, I thought about the word legacy and what it means. And where do we go from here? And if you can take anything from the children and the teachers that didn't come home, is the innocence and the love. And that, my friends, is what we learn. That is when we embrace each other. And that is when we understand each other. If you ever want to rebuild, it's not very difficult. You just have to look at people such as my niece, that as you walked in, she would give you a hug. And as you walked out, she would give you a hug. And there was nothing but unconditional love. And that is, I'm sure, as most of y'all's children, as I've gotten to know y'all, the dancing, the moments that you've shared on Facebook, how you opened up, and we became one big family. You know, and we must learn from them. They would want us to be together and to understand each other and to love each other. So as we leave today, do not be afraid to approach each other. Do not be afraid to approach the families and embrace them. Words of kindness will go a long way. And I love y'all.
Well, good morning. And Jesse, I just have to say that your niece Jackie is looking down and is so proud of the words you shared and the inspiration you provided to each and every one of us today. I stand here representing HEB. We're a company with a heart, and we also know what it means to lose loved ones. So we're also here, like we've heard before, not about focusing on bricks and mortar or building, but to truly honor the essence, the innocence, the unconditional love of the 19 young lives that were lost and the 2 teachers. You know, it really is bittersweet to be standing here with you all today as we remember and honor the many lives lost and those families that were impacted by this heartbreaking tragedy only a few short years ago. But I'm also inspired by the resilience and commitment of such a strong, strong community and the support of so many partners, customers, companies, individuals, and all of those who have truly stood by Uvalde to help make this day possible. You know, Uvalde holds a very special place in our hearts at HEB. We've been part of this community with our store for over 50 years. and it's near and dear to so many partners across our company. You know, in the wake of the tragedy, all of us at HEB knew we had to do something to help. So what do? We roll up our sleeves, we mobilize quickly, and we work to help support community needs. So our store team, our corporate teams were committed to bringing in supplies and support for Uvalde families, students, educators, medical staff, nonprofit organizations in the community. And while all of this was incredibly important to start that difficult healing and recovery journey, we knew there was more that we could do as we look forward to the future of Uvalde. And has been said before, Charles Butt, our chairman, the Butt family, and HEB were proud to commit the lead gift of $10 million to support the building of this new school. And with the support of the Uvalde CISD Moving Forward Foundation, provided an additional gift from our Tournament of Champions. And now, thanks to the many supporters of this project, the foundation has been able to provide a brand new school for the Uvalde community. And with that school, making sure that it's not just any school, but it's customized, and the construction and the design could move through and really address things that were important to the families, survivors, and the community. And now we stand here a little over 3 years later, and we hope that this represents another step forward in healing and hope here in Uvalde. We have so many of you to thank for partnering with the Uvalde Moving Forward Foundation along this journey to make today possible. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Huckabee Architects for the thoughtful details and intentional design of this school. You know, Legacy Elementary School stands as both a memorial to those we lost and a symbol of hope and healing. I'd also like to commend Satterfield Ponticus for their incredible support and commitment. They brought the innovative design to reality and kept the construction on time and on schedule, right? So they were instrumental in today's event as well. And lastly, I'd like to extend our sincere gratitude to the Moving Forward Foundation board and staff, Tim Miller, Beverly Powell, Charlie Kleins, Rodney Ellis, and so many more. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I am also heartened to hear the words of your superintendent, who is an incredibly special individual. We know that the future is bright, not just for this school, but this school district with your leadership. And while we know it's been a labor of love, this would not have been possible without your tireless efforts. So now, as I wrap up, I'd like to ask all HEB partners and leaders who are here today to please stand. And on behalf of all of us at HEB, we will continue to stand with you, Uvalde. And we remain committed Yes, we will continue to stand, and we remain committed to moving forward together. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mike Morath. I'm the Commissioner of Education for the state of Texas. It is an honor to be with you today under truly bittersweet circumstances. What we are in today is more than a building. This is a promise to the children of Uvalde for generations to come that our commitment to education is one that is founded in an investment in love, in helping mold eager young minds become the best versions of themselves. This school is truly unique in what it represents, what we have attempted to overcome, and what we offer for the souls that walk into this school, that we wish to unlock their potential, to grant them access to all that life has to give. I stand as a representative for the state of Texas that was committed to supporting the citizens and students of Uvalde. We were able to provide a $15 million seed grant to support the construction of this building, an additional $3.5 million to support students in Uvalde generally. This was possible only through the work of the 88th legislative session and many members of the legislature. Senator Powell, thank you for your advocacy as well. The building is beautiful, and it represents an act of committed love in this community, but buildings do not make schools. It's the people inside them. This room is filled with teachers, with staff, administrators, folks who have been given tremendous gifts, and that with the time that they have on this planet, they invest those gifts in helping others. The work of education is a calling. It requires people with commitment to children whose hearts are overwhelmed with love, but who also are committed practitioners to grow reading and writing, math, science, and social studies, to grow the character of our young people. To students that are in this room, this is an investment in you. That we are, as a people, in many ways fallen and flawed. But we are committed to offering, to supporting, to loving, to giving our best to the next generation so that they can continue this grand experiment in American democracy for another 250 years. I am blessed to serve a God of infinite love and infinite mercy, and I do not always understand the ways that the world unfolds, but I am grateful for that love, that justice, that mercy. I am honored to be able to serve in this capacity, where my job on behalf of the citizens of Texas is to wake up every day to think about how to help 5.5 million souls in Texas public schools. But Legacy Elementary is special. And I'm grateful for all the people today that made this possible. Thank you.
Well, good morning. My name is Dolph Briscoe IV, and I am the president of the Kate Marmion Charitable Foundation. Like the other speakers have said, it's a tremendous honor to be here on such a moving day, and I thank you for this opportunity. Our foundation was created by my aunt, Janie Briscoe Marmion, and my grandfather, Governor Dolph Briscoe Jr., both graduates of the Uvalde schools, in memory of my cousin, Kate Marmion, herself a graduate of the Uvalde ISD too. The purpose of the Kate Marmion Charitable Foundation is to support people, places, and programs in Uvalde and across South Texas with an emphasis on education and children's interests. After the tragedy, we wanted to help in any way possible. And when my brother, Lee Briscoe, who's here, and I were approached to help with the creation of a new school, we knew this was something our foundation and its board would enthusiastically support. Schools are the hearts of communities, and we hope Legacy Elementary will be an inspiration for generations of students as they walk these halls and pursue their education. Just the same, we hope that Legacy Elementary will honor the victims and survivors and their families. May you always know that the Kate Marmion Charitable Foundation stands with you and the people of Uvalde. Thank you very much.
This is a great view from down here. I wish everybody could see it. So good morning. I'm Tim Miller. I'm the Executive Director of the Uvalde Moving Forward Foundation. I've had the honor and privilege of serving in this capacity since October of 2022. So we've come 3 years now in this journey of healing. And so my words today are to close out our ribbon cutting event. And I'm going to use some of the same language and thank some of the same people and organizations. But it's been a total team effort all along the way. So first, I just want to recognize, again, Huckabee Architects, Chris Huckabee and his team for doing all of the work of designing this school pro bono. We could not have done this without the leadership of Chris and Carrie and Jeff and all the other members of the Huckabee team, so we appreciate them. The second group is the UCISD Community Advisory Committee, and I see our co-chairs Lalo and Natalie in the audience today. But we had over 50 parents, teachers, administrators, community members, first responders. We had so many different walks of life that were part of this group that every single week, every single month, for a period of more than 9 months, we brought information to them. We talked about it. We argued about it. We came to consensus sometimes immediately, and sometimes it took several meetings. But this group was tasked with bringing the voice of Uvalde into this school. So it was not, we didn't have people on it from every part of Uvalde, but these people on the committee, they went out and they talked to people, they bring back things in, and that was the core of how we designed the school and what you see today. The third group is the families of the victims, as well as the families of survivors and the injured. We made a very important effort to reach out, and anytime we had a public event to get input from the community, we set up separate meetings to make sure that the families knew that we wanted to hear their voices, we wanted to understand where they were coming from, we wanted to understand what they wanted to see and what they didn't want to see in the school. So I appreciate their work throughout the way, and up until even last night, we got some very valuable feedback about, for those especially that have seen the campus for the first time, some other additional changes that we could potentially make to the campus so that we can remember the lives that were lost as well as that survived, and to make sure that this campus serves all students in Uvalde. And then, again, I couldn't say enough about Satterfield and Ponticus. Selecting them as a contractor has been amazing. They've been working here almost 24/7 since February of last year to get this campus to where it is today. When you take the tour, you'll see we still have some punch list items and things to do before we open the school on the 20th. And yes, we will still be doing some work after school starts on the nights and the weekends. But Satterfield and Ponticus and Bob from ADCM have been phenomenal partners in this work. So I just want to say thank you so much. Next, and again, the speakers before me have said this very well, and they've used some of the same language, but I also just want to call out, especially those that are in the audience today, some of the donors, and the other contributors, because there was donors that provided money, there was donors that provided in-kind donations, there was a group of people that invested in this through the New Markets Tax Credit Program, and then, of course, Commissioner Rath mentioned the $15 million from the state. So in the beginning, when I said this is a team effort, this campus came together from so many different sources of love and giving, not only from Texas, but beyond our borders. So I just want to call out, again, HEB and the members of the Butt family for their initial donation. The state of Texas came in pretty quick after that with the $15 million. And today, I also want to recognize former state representative Tracy King, who will be presenting a flag that was flown over the state capitol and a resolution presented to Legacy Elementary. This is coming from the Speaker of the House, Justin Burrows, and State Representative Don McLaughlin. So thank you very much, Tracy King, for being here today with your wife, Cheryl. Other important people that were part of the journey of healing in terms of our partners in the fundraising effort, the North Texas Community Foundation. Senator Powell is from the Fort Worth area, and Fort Worth really stepped up. Rainwater came in with a $2 million donation, and it was followed by other North Texas organizations such as the Meadows Foundation. I'm naming them because they're in the audience today, but on our website we have listed all of our donors. Also in the audience today we have the Moody Foundation, which is a Texas organization, as well as the San Antonio-based Methodist Healthcare Ministries. So we wanted to appreciate them and say thank you for the donations that have made this campus a reality. And then I mentioned the New Markets Tax Credit. I'm a former educator, a former superintendent, so I've been involved with building schools. But in order to get us because we started this school without all the money raised, and we made the commitment of faith to say we will finish raising the money. And so when we were about at the 2/3 mark, we found out about the New Markets Tax Credit Program. It's a federal program that encourages private investors to make investments in parts of the country that are poor, are rural, and need it the most. And so we had a number of investors, and many of them are here today, but JP Morgan Chase, Prestamos, Raza Development Fund, Empowerment, so we really appreciate them. And then finally, Dr. Briscoe has already spoken, but the Kate Marmion Charitable Foundation, we are so blessed to have received $10 million from them and then a $5 million matching grant. And that was the organization that put us over the top, that allowed us to say, yes, we've met our fundraising goal, and feel very comfortable that we will have some additional funds available after we finish out this project to provide back to the UCISD. And so we'll be talking with Dr. Briscoe and his foundation, as well as the UCISD board, input from the Community Advisory Committee and other members of the committee about how best to use those funds. So thank you all very much for allowing me to kind of close things out here. But I do also want to recognize, I think Ms. Herron already recognized some of the board, but I just want to recognize all of the board members. So this is, like I said, been a 3-year labor of love. And so just Charlie Klein's our board president, has been there from the beginning, Senator Powell, Brian Woods, Mickey Gertis, one of your own Uvaldians, has been on our foundation from the beginning. Another Uvaldian, Amanda Hughes Pickering, has been with us, Commissioner Rodney Ellis out of the Houston area, and of course, the current superintendent, but we also had Mr. Harrell and Mr. Patterson, but now thankfully we've got Ms. Colas as a member of the foundation, and we've also had 2 other board presidents, but now thankfully we've got Ms. Perez. So thank you all so much for your service. So after I finish talking, we're going to have a ribbon cutting here, and then after the ribbon cutting, we have a self-guided tour to take y'all throughout the building and the campus grounds. So the very first stop is right outside the library to my right. There'll be signs, 21 signs along the way to help describe what you're seeing. At the bottom of each sign, we'll also recognize many of the subcontractors and people that provided the in-kind donations to make this campus happen, so please note those. And there'll be other members of the Huckabee and Satterfield and Ponticus team throughout the building to help explain things. So please take a tour of the building, take on all the sites, and then the last stop will be here to my left at the library. And we've got a little a memorial cookie for you to take home that has the legacy emblem on it. So we appreciate, again, HEB and other people that provided those donations. So after completing the tour, if you parked in the visitor parking lot, you can exit through that area. If you parked in the staff parking lot, you can exit through that area. If we did have any overflow parking at Dalton and you took the bus over, the buses will take you back. And then if you have been invited to the donor reception, we ask that you come back to the library, and then we'll let you know when the cafeteria is ready for the reception. So that's kind of for everybody that was invited to that donor reception. All right, so now if I could get the people who are in the first group of the ribbon cutting to come forward, and we'll cut the ribbon. And then after the formal ribbon cutting is done, we'll also be asking different groups of people to come up and take pictures as well here at the podium. And so if you could, stay back if you're in any of those groups, but everybody else is welcome to start the tour. So I want to say again, thank you all for coming. Thank everybody for the work that has been accomplished and the work that still needs to be done. And y'all have a blessed day. way right now, but it'll be all set up with books. The road going from our campus to Studer is on the property owner's land that donated this land. Actually, we're not going to go all the way to 5th grade. We're going to go back and see